Something you never imagined is about to happen between you. Are you prepared for what comes next? There's no turning back. Face it now. Do you know how small changes can have a profound impact? This is one of those moments where everything you know will be tested. Between you and this person, something has already begun to change, even if you haven't noticed yet. The signs are there in every look, in every word that hung in the air, charged with something deeper than mere intentions. Don't pretend you don't feel it. Don't deceive yourself into thinking it's something that will go unnoticed. It's real, it's tangible, and it's closer than you think. The question is, are you ready to act? Or will you hesitate and let the moment slip away? Maybe you think you're prepared, but the truth is there's no sufficient preparation for the impact this will have on your life. It's as if an invisible line is pulling the two of you towards something inevitable, something neither of you planned, but that somehow has always been there. How will you handle it when it happens? Your thoughts are messy now, aren't they? What comes next seems like an enigma, a mix of fear and excitement. This is natural. It's what happens when we approach something that can change everything. And yet, you feel the need to know, to understand. So take a deep breath and prepare yourself, because what is coming requires courage. They will confront you either directly or indirectly. Your actions, your words, maybe even your silence, will carry something you cannot ignore. It will be a test, and your response will determine the next step. Will you stand still waiting, or will you act with the determination you know you have? This moment, this exact moment, is where it all begins. The unexpected doesn't ask for permission to enter. It simply happens. It's in the hands of the one who feels it to decide whether to fight or flee. But you know, deep down, that fleeing is not an option. Fleeing would be denying something that is already bigger than you. Facing it is the only way. Have you ever wondered why this is happening now? Not before, not after, but exactly now. Things have a curious way of aligning when we are ready, even if we don't realize it at first. And at this moment, you have two choices. Continue ignoring what is in front of you, or accept that the time has come to take a step forward. The connection between you two has always been there in some way, even when it seemed silent, when you thought it was just another exchange of words or glances. But now it's different. Now it's impossible to ignore. It's almost as if the universe is conspiring to put you both exactly at this point, at this moment of decision. You can't control what the other person feels or does, but you can decide how you're going to act. And acting means being honest first with yourself. Admit what you feel. Admit what you expect. It may not be easy, but it is necessary. Because what is about to happen demands clarity, demands authenticity. And if you are not true to yourself, how do you expect to deal with what comes next? This change, this impact, is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. Because deep down you know that what is coming has the power to bring something you've always wanted, even if you've never had the courage to admit it. But that will only happen if you are willing to face the moment head-on. They are waiting. They may not know it consciously, but they are waiting for a response, for an action, for a demonstration that you are on the same path. Don't miss this opportunity to show what you feel, what you think, what you want. If you decide to hesitate, remember that time does not wait. The unexpected does not conform to our fears or indecisions. It simply happens with or without our consent. So the decision is yours. Act or let it pass. Now is the moment, not tomorrow, not on another occasion. Now. Because what is to come will not wait. And you know this. You know that the time has come to do something that can change everything between you. So, what are you going to do? You already understand that there is no more time for doubts. This moment requires clarity. The relationship between you did not come this far by accident, and what is about to happen is not the result of coincidences. Everything you have experienced so far has brought you exactly to this point. The question is, are you ready to take this on? Because if you're not, someone else will take control of the situation. Think about it. How long have you ignored the signs? The unspoken words, the glances that lasted a little longer than they should have, the situations that made you feel something you couldn't explain. This was not random. It never was. And if you continue hiding behind excuses or a supposed fear of making a mistake, what you will lose can be much greater than any mistake. It's time to stop thinking about what could go wrong. That's not what this is about. What is in front of you is a moment that carries more possibilities than risks, and the only way to know what this could mean is to face it head on. Say what you feel, act according to what you believe, take the initiative that you've always hesitated to take. And this is not just about words. Words are easy, and you know that. Anyone can say what they want. But what will make the difference here is what you are willing to do, because this person, the one on the other side of this connection, has already noticed something. Maybe they can't put it into words yet, but they feel it, just like you do. They are waiting. Maybe silently, maybe unconsciously, but they are waiting for you to show what you are willing to offer. And the worst thing you can do is let the silence speak for you, because the silence at this moment only creates more doubts. And you know that deep down, it is already time to bring clarity. If you are still trying to find an easy way out, stop now. There are no shortcuts for what is about to happen. This is a moment that requires courage. It requires you to face your fears, your insecurities, and take an action that goes beyond what is comfortable. They don't need you to be perfect. Perfection has never been what attracted people. What matters here is authenticity. It is showing that you are present, that you are willing, that you are on the same path. Because if you hesitate now, if you back off, you might lose the chance of something that does not come around twice. And do not be mistaken, the other side also has doubts. They are also trying to understand what all this means. But what will make all the difference is who has the courage to take the first step, and in this case, that person needs to be you. Remember that the most significant opportunities do not wait. They appear, and either you seize them or lose them. There is no middle ground. So what are you waiting for? Every second that passes is one less second to show what you feel, what you want, what you are willing to do. If you think you can just let this happen on its own, you are wrong. None of this is automatic. The deepest connections require effort, require risk, require dedication. And at this moment, all of this is in your hands. It may be scary, I know. Facing something so big, so transformative, is never easy. But that's exactly what makes this moment so important. Because you know that there is nothing more meaningful than what is happening now. You feel it in your chest, don't you? That weight, that unease. It's your own conscience telling you it's time to act. It's time to stop running, to stop hiding behind excuses, and finally take action. They may not say it out loud, but they are waiting. Waiting for you to show what you really want. And if you don't do it now, you might not get another chance, because the unexpected, the transformative, only presents itself once. And it's up to you to decide what to do with it. So be clear, be direct. Don't hide what you feel, don't try to soften the impact, because at this moment, what matters is not what is easy, but what is true. And you know that. Everything you have lived until now has prepared you for this moment. Every mistake, every success, every choice you made or didn't make has brought you to this point. And now it's time to show that you are ready. They want to know if they can trust you, not in your words, but in your actions, not in what you promise, but in what you do. And the only way to show this is by taking the action you know you need to take. Now tell me, what are you waiting for? You know that time is running out, don't you? Every second that passes is a choice. Act or let it slip away. You may think you still have control over when and how it will happen, but the truth is that the unexpected waits for no one. And at this moment, you already feel that you can no longer retreat. This connection, this moment between you is not something that can be ignored. All you need now is a decision. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be planned. It just needs to be true. Because while you hesitate on the other side, someone is also dealing with doubts, with expectations, with a mix of fear and hope. They are waiting, and you know it. Things cannot stay the same. This has already gone beyond the comfort zone, crossing the line where everything seemed safe and predictable. And to be honest, you don't want it to stay the same. Deep down you know that what lies ahead is much greater than anything you could have imagined. You feel it, in the way that thoughts won't leave you alone, in the way their mere presence changes your day. So what is stopping you? Is it fear? Fear of making mistakes, fear of losing, fear of not measuring up. Whatever it is, it cannot dictate your choices. Because fear only exists for those who care, and that in itself is proof that it's worth it. It's not just about what you feel, it's about what you want to do with it. Because feelings that are not transformed into actions lose their strength. And you know that the time has come to act. This hesitation you feel now is natural, but it can't be greater than your will to move forward. They need to see, not hear, not guess, but see. They need to feel the clarity in your posture, in your decision, because words, even the most beautiful ones, are empty without the courage to turn them into reality. And that's what this is about now. Courage. You know there's something special here, something that in some way defies logic, but that you can't deny. It's in the details, in the way conversations flow, in how silences are comfortable, in the way every encounter seems loaded with meanings that nobody needs to explain. But for this to turn into something concrete, you need to take the first step. They won't do it for you, not because they don't want to, but because they are waiting for a certainty. One that only you can offer. And this certainty doesn't come from rehearsed words or calculated gestures. It comes from authenticity, from the courage to be honest, even when it means exposing yourself. Have you ever noticed that the most important moments in your life were those when you stepped out of your comfort zone? This is one of those moments. You are facing something that can change everything, and that doesn't happen every day. So why hesitate? They are watching, waiting. Not in an obvious way, but they are. Every move you make, every word, every pause, all of it matters. And at this moment, what you do or don't do will have an impact that goes beyond you, touching on something deeper. What you have now is a chance, an opportunity to show what truly matters, to say without words that you are willing to do something great. And that is rare and powerful. Don't waste it. Yes, it can be frightening, but fear is always greater before you act. When you finally take the step, it diminishes, and in its place comes a strength that you might not have even known you had, a strength that only appears when you decide to face what truly matters. And what truly matters now, this connection, this moment, this possibility of building something that goes beyond the ordinary, that challenges the rules, that transforms. You know what you need to do. There are no more doubts. The question now is, will you do it? They are waiting, and you know it. Not out of insecurity or indecision, but because deep down we all want someone to take the initiative, to clearly show what they are willing to do for something that truly matters. This is your chance to prove that you are up to this moment. Now is not the time to hesitate. It is time to act, to show with every word and every action that you not only understand what is happening but are ready to face it head on. Because this connection between you is not something common. It demands courage, it demands intensity, and above all, it demands truth. So do it. Say what needs to be said. Show what is kept inside. Because what is in front of you is not an obstacle. It is an opportunity to change everything, to build something that can be greater than anything you have ever imagined. And when you act, you will see that the fear will disappear. What will remain is the feeling that you did what needed to be done, that regardless of what happens, you had the courage to face the moment, because, in the end, that's what matters. What we do with the chances we are given. So now I ask you, what are you waiting for? Make the decision, take the step. Don't let silence or hesitation define this moment between you two. Now that you've made it this far, I want to know your opinion. How would you handle a moment as intense as this? Leave your comment and share your vision. And if this text made sense to you, don't forget to leave your like. This helps a lot and shows that more people need to hear this message. And of course, subscribe to the channel to follow more reflections like this. Together, we can transform simple situations into something truly extraordinary. Don't leave it for later. The moment is now. The choice is in your hands.